Well, I was trying to wait for the cars to pass because I'm right by 17th Street, which is a big intersection, but it seems it's not going to stop for a bit. This is going to be my attempt to document the neighborhood I grew up in, point out places I remember and what I remember about them and how I feel about them and stuff that may have happened around them, so people can see, more of how I grew up. Now, over there in the corner is the tennis court playground thing, which I'll cover later. This is the office. That building off there is like some motel, which I don't really know what sort of connection it has to the trailer park, but there's the entrance right there. And across the street is the pavilion, which has been rebuilt since I lived here. I'm riding my bike, so the camera is probably going to be a little shakier than I'd like. Here we are, still at the entrance. You can see probably there, I'll ride by it. This is where the mailboxes are. And over there, that corner, is where the bus stop used to be. Not at this one I'm pointing at, but at the one behind that big brick-shaped thing made of white bricks. Yeah. This is where all the mailboxes are. The only thing I really remember is my dad driving up and getting mail out of them. Never got mail out of it myself. Now, it's kind of funny, everyone's going off to school now. Kind of picked a bad time to do this, so well. This is a side street here that loops around. Now, through here is where I've come very many times, because that brown trailer back there is where I lived for the majority of my time when I was living here. That shed is new, though. I say the shed is new even though you can see it's got rust and stuff everywhere, and it's obviously been there for years. Now I feel old. My fault. But, yeah, I used to come right through here. There used to be a rose bush between that air conditioning unit and whatever that is at that other corner. I remember the guy had like cross-pollinated to make pink roses, and I thought that was so absolutely amazing when I was a kid because, what the hell do kids know about genetics? Then I remember learning about it in middle school. I didn't even think, like, oh, so that's what that guy did. I still thought it was amazing because I never put two and two together. But anyways, come around here, and this is how we would get into the park. So you can see there's, where it loops around. But this is where I would go into the park. Now, the whole, hold on, let me actually go over. Get off the bike and walk. We walk through here. This area is still kind of low and wet. It rained recently. This area is always low and wet. But as you can see, it's got like what looks to be barbed wire over the entrance. Posted no trespassing, keep out, which, because they locked the main gate. Oh, it's a pretty bird. Anyways, they locked the main gate, I think shortly after it opened, and all the kids in the trailer park were like, what the hell, we're not allowed in it? I mean, it's built here. We didn't realize that it was intended for, guests of the motel. So someone cut a hole there, and we just walked through the hole because we were kids and we didn't really care. Over, can't really see it. Over where those ramps are, those ramps are new, and the grass right beyond the ramps was a little playground thing, had a couple swings and a slide. That was basically it. We just used the swings. The tennis court used to have a net, and we'd play around with it, tossing stuff over the net because we didn't really have tennis rackets when this thing was open, or a tennis ball. That's pretty important to playing tennis. But yeah, lots of memories playing around here. Turn the bike around. I remember one time my best friend here, Michael Christopher Kramer, and I took big hunks of wood and some saws, and we cut out like giant swords, you know, like Cloud had in Final Fantasy VII, because that was like the new cool game back then. And yeah, I remember we walked up to the entrance of it. We were carrying the swords, and we had it like upright but over our shoulders because they were huge. And you know, they were pretty unwieldy. We didn't really do anything other than carry them around and try to look cool, but we walked over and there were some kids there, and we just walked up and they're like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" And they just ran away, and we had to like calm them down. Like, "Whoa, we're not going to hurt you. We're just trying to look cool." Yeah. Oh yeah, and that house that lives right next door, there was some girl there that I had a crush on because she was pretty, and when you're a 12-year-old boy, everyone that you think is pretty you have a crush on. And I don't even remember her name. I don't think I ever really knew her name because I think she went to a different school than we did or something. I don't know how that works. Maybe I just happened to never see her in school. I don't really remember that far back. So I'm trying to remember because the school we were in was like getting remodeled, so we temporarily relocated to a different school building that had like not been used. And let's see, I remember the elementary school. Oh god, I should probably go back past that thing since it's been built. Let's see, I'm just pointing it down because there's a car passing. I don't want anyone getting freaked out at getting filmed because in a trailer park. But yeah. Hello. Let's see. I'm trying my best to stay out of everyone's way because it's morning. But that fence that's there used to not be there. And I think there was a dump truck sitting right on the other side of this trailer right here, and some little kid that I would like, I don't know, he looked up to me like his mentor or something, Joey. He was like 5 years, hold on, someone wants to check. He was like 5 years younger than me, and he'd always come over and we'd walk around and I'd talk to him about, you know, theories of what I thought of the universe. That was when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15, something. I don't even really remember. I've lived here multiple times. But I remember we were right over there, and we were trying to like play chicken, trying to see who could ride their bikes over to here and stop before they hit the dumpster. And apparently he screwed it up somehow because he like hit the dumpster like face first and just like, you know, flew back on the bike. And yeah, the dumpster had like a little lip over it, so he hit his head before the bike hit it. So anyways, you know, I think someone else and I were there. We were like, "Oh my god," and we like ran away because we thought he was going to be mad at us. And then like we came back the next day, like we saw him the next day and he had stitches on his chin. We're like, "Oh crap," but he wasn't mad at us. He thought the entire thing was funny. Because, you know, when you're 7 and you get hurt after the pain passes and you did something stupid, it's kind of funny. Anyways, down this main street. Oh, and there's a bus. 474. I don't remember oh, okay, it's a handicap bus. I was about to say, I don't remember a bus actually coming in the park. Anyways, back in that area where those rocks are in that little ditch, I had a dream about this park, and I dreamed that there was a big tree and it had like split branches, but they were curved, so you could like sleep in it like a hammock, sort of. Anyways, we're gonna go down this last street first because that's where I lived. Now, I remember there's a pair of girls living here. I was pretty young at the time. They were older, and I saw them playing badminton, and I thought it was something like tennis because I like tennis. and you know, they're hitting it back and forth. So I went home and I got my tennis racket, because I had a tennis racket at the time, and came over, and you know, I noticed, I'm like, wait, their tennis rackets look different. And you know, the tennis racket I had like the bigger holes, and they were using a small little badminton set with the little holes, and they're like, oh, well, your tennis racket's too big, you can't really play with us. And I'm like, ah, and I was so disappointed. Then I went home.